what arises today. Thank you. With a wish for all beings to be free. Free from the constriction and contraction caused by held belief systems and thought patterns. Free from the automatic reactions caused by learned and held emotional patterns. And free from the isolation and suffering caused by distorted perceptions. I will always rest in refuge as alive, vibrant, radiant, spacious awareness until awareness is ongoing, like the flow of a river. Enthused by wisdom and compassion, today in the presence of all awakened ones, of any lineage or none, and or any time or beyond time, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all beings. As long as space remains, as long as beings remain, may I manifest in such a way to ease and dispel the miseries in the universe. And there we are. I know that a couple of you at least joined because you need to have this for working with emotions and working with sensations. A reminder that Lama Lena does on her website have a PDF and a video, I believe, of the traditional way. I wanted to add something today. We'll see if this actually happens. But I found that that many of us have had or still have is the minute there's a strong sensation, let's say we strip the thoughts away, or we notice that we can just let them be and pain them. No, never mind. And then we might have a strong emotional reaction. And we can be with that and look underneath it is a term I like for the sensation itself. And one of the ways we may make an oops is to notice the sensation, not like it particularly, and simply disappear into open spaciousness. And so people will say, well, I tried to stay with the sensation, but it just disappeared. So I'd like to be a little traditional today. Well, we'll see. And I'm not sure how to bring this in. So when I'm not sure, I ask for a little help in my refuge prayer or manlam, and we'll see what happens. So I'd like everyone for a moment to remember or notice, or perhaps it's right this moment, a time when you experienced either what you perceived as from another or for another. Really makes no difference. You experienced that strong wave of openness, open-heartedness. There's no way really to put it into words. But as it arises, we often get attached to the stimulus, whether it be our baby, our parent, our teacher, music, dance, or just practically not anything we can really put our finger on, but we try. And we say, oh, I love that. When it first arises, that indescribable sensation or shift, or words are difficult with heart matters. Generally, it's not attached. But the minute we do what our habit is of pulling back a bit and looking at it, or separating ourselves, I and everything out there, then we get that attachment and think it's the stimulus. The actual nature of that arising is your essence. It is who you really are. However, we have lots of things covering it up. So today, as we start, however you can generate that sensation as best as possible, whether it's from a person, your teacher, hiking in the mountains, sitting by the river, dancing, singing, writing. So many different methods or stimuli for all of us. Let's see if we can call that up. In the tradition, you visualize a lotus of 1,000 petals, a lotus made of light in your heart area. There's been a lot of talk about exactly where that chakra is, and it's where you're experiencing that sensation or that experience. As we lean into that experience as best we can, we're trying to generate it. Or who knows, it may naturally just pop up. That feeds and nurtures the lotus in our heart and allows it to relax into its natural state. We've all been hurt. We've experienced hurt throughout our life. And it's caused most of us to close that heart a bit, close that lotus, in an effort not to be hurt anymore. The trouble is when we close that away, we may lose the possibility of experiencing true bodhicitta. We lose the experience of life in each moment and what might arise. So with an effort in a safe place today, let's water that experience of open-heartedness, open-mindedness. You may experience it as a wave, as a warmth. Try not to grab it and assign it to something. Sometimes we need to assign it to something to encourage that opening. And as we rest there, As the lotus opens, we notice 6 petals in the middle that are of different colors. And the lotus is totally open. We see on those 6 petals a seed syllable of 6 seed syllables, one on each of the petals, of the mantra, which is the sound, the symbol, the hearing, the audio, if you will, of that open-hearted, open-minded, unconditional, lack of separation. And if you haven't had it, or if you just want to do it together, we'll do the lung tradition Tibetan. I'll say each of the syllables and you repeat them. We'll do it 3 times. If you pronounce some of the syllables differently than I do, that is not a problem. So the mantra is Om, Ma, Ni, Pe, Me, Hung. Om, Mani, Pe Me, Hung. Om, Mani, Pe Me, Hung. We can feel that also in saying it as a vibration within our body. And if you feel the sound, however you experience it, Om Mani Padme Hum, as rising in your body, as simply a vibration within your body, but not limited to your body. And you can listen. Are you hearing it within, or are you hearing it through your ears as a sound from what we consider outside ourselves, or both? Inside and outside are not as separate as most of us have been taught. Om Mani Padme Hum. If you have a mala and you wish to use it, it is said that if you move a bead for each time you say the mantra, the mala will start to hold the energy of this open-hearted, open-minded, unconditional, unboundaried experience. And so when you wish to connect with that, you can reach for that mala. Not a have to, just how it's traditionally taught. And it may remind you, oh yeah. As we say the mantra, the inner 6 petals start to turn until the colors all blur together. And those colors are symbols of all life in all realms, therefore all light. And as they blend together, as naturally happens with light, if you are able to combine all light together, it becomes a white light. Not like a spotlight, not sharp, but vibrant, radiant. You may start to feel a sensation. Light is waves after all, as is sound, probably as is vibration. you may start to experience a sense of that radiant, luminous white light, maybe sparkly, but warm. You may feel that as an experience within your own body, limited only by our capacity to I don't know what it's limited by. Suggestion is not to limit it to any particular place, time, inside, outside. As this white light radiates into the lotus, all of the 1,000 petals become extensions of that light ray. 1,000 rays of light shining out into the universe, touching 1,000 beings. No limitation in time and space. Touching in reaching into the past, present, future, not limited by size. The smallest, tiniest cell in your body to things that are so large we can't perceive them. And those 1,000 beings receive that gift of open-heartedness. Well, add here, if you simply are having one of those days when you can't seem to experience it, do your best with the first part and then ask for all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, awakened ones to fill your heart, to fill your lotus, to hold your heart. And as the rays touch beings, and you are touched by some of those yourself, as their hearts open, not into their personalities, but into the real essence of aliveness. Natural, open, curious, perhaps. Their hearts completely open until there are 1,000 rays of light, touching 1,000 beings. And the same opening occurs in those 1,000 beings. And again, 1,000 rays of light shine into 1,000 beings, allowing their heart to open into its natural, boundless, loving nature. And we are filled with those rays again and again as our rays going out touch beings again and again. Right here, you may experience lots of things. Can be compared for a lot of people, if you're visual, to Indra's web, I think it's called, a web-like interconnectedness, where the intersections of the light rays that you're sending out, all beings are naturally sending out, The little intersections or nodes are what we perceive as ourself. But true Nirmanakaya is that interconnectedness of all life. And we can rest here in refuge. This is where I'm going to try to bring in a different aspect, particularly important in my practice during times of intense emotion. And that is within this connected space. Whatever sensations arise that we think of as being ours, I am. And we may have noticed that when a sensation is quite strong, a reaction perhaps is quite strong, we tend to tighten up, close down, constrict. And with that, we may experience strong feelings of being isolated and alone. If we invite intentionally the web or sound, could be the sound waves that touch your heart, the sound waves of the mantra, could be the vibrations, could be a visual image of Chenrezig's. Every being, now 1,000 beings, as Chenrezig's, the symbol of this open-heartedness. Perhaps singing the mantra, the symbol and sound of this open-heartedness. And with that, you may experience the vibration of that within you, without you, not limited in any way. When we are able to experience our own open-heartedness, what appears to be our own open-heartedness, while we are experiencing a sensation that we find disturbing, uncomfortable, don't like, really want to get rid of, probably habitually have tried to get rid of it, within that open-hearted spaciousness, we may also experience what's pointed out in this practice as we realize whatever it is that has arisen that we have felt isolated and tried to get rid of arises in thousands, if not millions of beings at the very same time we're experiencing it. And instead of being stuck in our own limited experience of a probably recurring pattern of emotion, reactive, or sensation that is so uncomfortable, we may start to feel almost embraced, connected with all those who are experiencing that at this moment. We have all experienced the sense of rejection, sense of hurt that closes our heart. In this practice, when we experience all beings as reacting in those ways, and limited also to our isolated worlds because of this distorted perception, we may find an opening, a shift that allows us simply to be present with the sensation that's arising. Every being experiencing that sensation probably has a different story, has a different reaction, but the sensation underneath it all is pretty much the same. We can't force that to happen. We can simply bring this practice of interconnectedness with Chenrezig in, and it is never to get rid of anything we're experiencing. It is to give us a little bit of the spaciousness, or here's where words fail. The description is not useful if we try to make something happen. But if that shift and opening happens of, oh my God, I'm so miserable, and so are so many beings in this moment, it may allow the volume of the intensity to lessen a little bit so that we can indeed be with this sensation. It isn't a tool to get rid of experiencing feelings. It is the essence of the interconnectedness of all beings who share something similar to our experience. We are never completely alone, for in that interconnectedness of where we are right in the nature of true Nirmanakaya, there are beings who have set a path that whenever the need for open-hearted compassion, support, love is needed, those beings have set a path to be present. So within those thousand rays are the true nature of beings. And includes all the awakened ones, which through time and space includes all beings. Not past beings, but not excluding past beings, but everything right here, present now. No limitation in time or space. Held in this loving presence, if you will, all sensations arise and dissolve in their own time. And as we continue this practice until 1,000 rays of light have touched 1,000 beings, and onward to 1,000 rays of light, touching 1,000 beings, till there are infinite rays of light, touching infinite beings. And there is no thing other than light. Sound, vibration. Many experiences may arise, not with the singular focus, because we are not looking at infinite light. We are infinite light, sound, vibration. We are Sambhogakaya, aspect of heart-mind, refuge, not separate from the true nature of Nirmanakaya. Where all omniscience arises. Perhaps where dharmas arise. Bright, radiant awareness, not focused. Not limited to our particular sense organs, our particular thoughts, feelings, and sensations. Within this light, awareness, as this light, no looker, no describer. Your sense of time is not present. Sense of other is not present. Don't worry. You will come back. The phone will ring. You'll have to pee. We are in bodies. We're not denying our bodies. A whole interconnected, radiant awareness. What is meant by the term, the saying, let the child luminosity, that which we perceive only as I, unite with the mother luminosity, which is Sambhogakaya. You may have the experience of bouncing in and out, infinite light, back to, wait a minute, my eye, back to infinite light, back to, but I feel this. Within that refuge, perhaps the experience of being held, of holding, and being the holder with no separation whatsoever. The limitless, undifferentiated embrace of aliveness for aliveness. Anything and everything may arise. Traditionally, we would bring all the light back now into our heart chakra, our lotus. Om Mani Padme Hum. All the sound of the mantra, all the vibration of the universe, multiverse, no limitation. Bring that all back into the center of our lotus, where sits a very small seed syllable, Kri, H-R-I. All of the light rays come back. All the sound rays come back. All of the vibration re-enters and comes compacted down into that little tiny seed syllable, Kri. And in an instant, the Kri dissolves. No time, no space, no duality, no right, wrong, good, bad, up, down. No looker or looked at. No separation of interaction. Simply vast potential of space, sky space. Permeated. Although you may rest in the aspect of Dharmakaya. right there. Also knowing it is permeated with Sambhogakaya. Everything that arises within the spaciousness of Dharmakaya. Since you arose, you are also Dharmakaya aspect of heart-mind, not separated from Sambhogakaya aspect or Nirmanakaya aspect. You can't really be separate from where you arose from. All of it, called dancing stillness, where no thing actually moves. And the display of manifestation is undeniable. Like a incredibly big, shiny, empty glass ball that was shattered into pieces. But nothing broke. No thing to get rid of, no thing to fix. Only this to not ignore anymore. Only this amazing dance to experience in each moment. I'm going to sit here quietly for some time. No more words. Wander off if you will, if you want, when you want. Not holding, not grasping. With the wish that all beings recognize themselves. Thoughts may arise. Feelings may arise. Sensations may arise. Let them be. And when they overtake us, the thoughts, the feelings, or the sensations, in practice or anywhere else, if they overwhelm us, and that's all we have in that moment, well, just get up and wander away. Thank you all for being here today. That allows these things to arise. We can end the meeting. We don't have to end the experience till it ends itself.